Welcome to TCS. Something big is coming.
An episode you can't afford to miss. The clues are here.
We're breaking down business challenges. Hey.
Today I've gained your strategy for We'll find out right after this.
Welcome back to the deep dive. So I want to start today with a feeling that I think is pretty universal for a lot of people right now. You're running a business, or maybe you're managing a department, and you have this nagging sensation that you are just working for the internet.
Oh, yeah. The content beast.
Exactly. You're feeding the beast, checking analytics, trying to figure out if you need to be on the newest platform. It feels less like marketing and a lot more like, manual labor.
It's the hamster wheel track. You think you're building this digital presence, but what you've really done is given yourself a second completely unpaid job just managing algorithms.
A second unpaid job.
That's it.
Exactly. So today we are going to flip that dynamic. We're looking at how to make the internet your employee, the one that works 24/7, never takes a sick day, doesn't complain.
And actually brings you qualified leads while you're asleep.
That is the dream.
That is the goal. And to do it, we are breaking down a really comprehensive transcript from a radio show called Be Seen, Be Sold. It's got a deep dive with a digital marketing expert from an agency called TCS Experts.
And the mission here really is to pull out their framework for what they call strategic digital transformation, which I know, that sounds like some serious corporate buzzword bingo.
It does sound heavy. It really does. But if you strip away all that jargon, the core idea is actually very practical. It's about moving from being invisible, or worse, being busy but getting nowhere, to becoming a go-to authority.
Okay, so what are we covering?
We're going to hit the huge difference between digital activities versus assets, a framework they call the authority triangle, and a case study about a manufacturing company that is honestly one of the best turnaround stories I've seen in a long time.
Okay, let's jump right into that first distinction then. Because I feel like this is where most people really get tripped up. Assets versus activities. I mean, most people think if they're posting on social media, they're building an asset. But this source says, maybe not.
No, not necessarily. And this is the critical mindset shift. The source makes a really hard distinction here. A digital activity. That's something that needs your constant energy just to stay alive.
Like posting on Instagram.
Posting on Instagram is the perfect example. It's usually an activity. If you stop posting, the feed just dies. The algorithm sort of punishes you, and poof, the traffic stops. It's linear. You put time in, you get a little blip of attention out.
So it's like you're just renting an audience. And the second you stop paying the rent with your time, you're evicted.
Precisely. That's a great way to put it. Now, compare that to a digital asset. An asset is a system that it functions independently of you. It's a search-optimized article that brings in traffic for 5 years without you ever touching it.
Or an automated email sequence.
Yes. An email sequence that nurtures a lead from just curious to ready to buy without you having to type a single word.
Source has this great little benchmark for it, the sleep test.
Right. It's a simple metric. When you wake up in the morning, has your business actually moved forward? Do you have new leads or sales inquiries or maybe scheduled appointments that happen while you were totally unconscious?
And if the answer is no.
If the answer is no, you are very likely still operating in activity mode.
There's a story in here about a real estate developer that it illustrates this shift so perfectly.
Yes. Okay. So this developer was operating on pure brute force, cold calling, networking events.
Just pounding the pavement.
Pounding the pavement, exactly. He was working the business, grinding it out every single day. And if he took a week off,
the entire pipeline just dries up.
Completely. Which is just a terrifying way to live, right? You're only as good as your last phone call. So TCS Experts shifted him to an asset model. And they didn't just, build a website in that old brochure sense. They built an entire ecosystem.
So what does that mean, an ecosystem?
They set up a site that showcased his projects, yes, but then they paired it with really targeted social campaigns that fed people into an automated email nurturing system.
So instead of him chasing people down, the system was there to catch.
It caught them, it warmed them up, and then it presented them. The whole dynamic just flipped. He started waking up to inquiries from qualified buyers who'd already seen the portfolio. They knew the price range. They were ready to talk. The asset was doing all the heavy lifting.
But here's the pushback I can already hear from people listening. They hear build an ecosystem, and they think, oh, great. So now on top of everything else, I have to be a writer, a video editor, a coder, and I need to be on TikTok and LinkedIn and Twitter and Threads.
Right. Which the source has a name for. Digital overload.
Most businesses just crash and burn.
They do. They mistake motion for progress.
Right.
The source is so clear on this. Digital marketing does not mean being omnipresent. In fact, it argues that being scattered is the absolute enemy of being effective.
So do less, but do it better.
Much better.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you on the next deep dive.
All right, that's a wrap for this episode.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.